Hello, Ultimate Equipment Tubers, and welcome back. So let's play Shining Force 3, Scenario 2, Chapter 6, Episode Lots, with me, BlueAnkylo. So, in between episodes, like I promised, I did some inventory management, and we will start today's episode by just demonstrating what's happened. I had a couple, I think, relatively clever ideas, and then we'll talk to our people in our headquarters, because I missed them. And then we'll go talk to Domeric and figure out what the next battle is. So first off, equipment-wise, Medion has a new weapon. I sold his old rapier, one of the mithril mist rapiers, I think, and I bought him a magic rapier instead. Now, it's not as good as a god rapier in terms of damage, but it does regenerate MP, and this is one of the, I would argue, one of the biggest reasons why rapiers could potentially be better than swords or blade-type weapons. Because they're the only one that has anything that regenerates MP. It's the only, very few weapons have that effect. Like 2 in the whole game, I think. So rapiers and rods, basically. There might be another one somewhere, but I don't think so. Anyway, so I know Medion isn't the most magic-oriented of characters, but he does have magic, and especially with his primary weapon, he uses Thanatos, he might end up using quite a lot of his relatively low magic points. He can cast them like once. He can cast Thanatos for 81 damage, once, and then I'd have to regenerate some MP. But I thought, that might not be a bad idea, not a waste of mithril, really. Nice to have that for some passive MP regen if I don't need to attack. So I thought that was good. Okay, next one on the list is Campbell, nothing new. Synthesis, nothing new. Uryudo, lots new with this guy. Okay, so, I bought him a sleepy rod. So this is the same item that, Synthesis has had a long time. And if I had enough mithril at the first shop, I might have bought him one of these earlier. Just so that you can equip, a rod, even without any skill in it, and you'll still regenerate MP. I'm not really getting the spell effects or anything special. It actually, I'll show you in a second. I also bought him a Blessed Ankh, which is the support mithril Ankh. It's probably the most offensive in melee as well. And the Druid Ankh is currently equipped. So what I wanted to show you guys with him is he's now got access to Tornado level 4 because he's got weapon rank 3 in Ankhs, and the Druid Ankh, which is the mithril one of those. I think he's got 2 of the mithril Ankhs right now. The Mitra Ankh is like a special rare Ankh, and then he's got a mithril rod. But I think for a healer that has a little bit of a hard time regenerating MP, like, he can now, but he has to switch weapons to do that, and that's a little bit micro. But Tornado, it's got a pretty high damage. 45 damage for 7 spell points is pretty good. And I don't want to waste too many spell points of my healer on damage, generally. I want to save them for, like, auras and heals and stuff. That said, right, so compare, he heals for about 32 right now. And if I switch to a weapon that he's got no skill in, again, I could have trained this up a long time ago earlier to level 1 or 2, and it would have helped a lot. So he had 32 healing before, switching over to something he's got no skill in at all, and he's down to 20. So he loses 12 hit points of healing, essentially, which is quite a lot. But if I need to recover MP, or there's no big heals necessary, I figured, hey, why not recover some MP in between, difficult sections of a battle? You never know, right? So I bought a mithril weapon for Waltz, the Sonic Quarrel. Actually, some of these are a lot easier to see just from the status screen, because I can just click on them. So the Sonic Quarrel, it's got a special attack, it's got wind and dark resistance, I don't know. I think it was just the first one I got. It's the Go Fast, gotta go fast Quarrel, so I got that one. Rock has the same as he used to have. Bernard's the same. Zero got a new wing. The Sylph wing was, I had to grind for that one specifically. It regenerates HP, which I thought was quite good for your flyers that kind of get away from the group sometimes, so he can still heal up a little bit over time. He still needs to get to level 3 with his weapon rank, and that'll help. Unfortunately, his attack power is still quite low compared to the rest of the team. I think he went from 57 to 63, but once he gets to weapon rank 3, it should boost up a lot more. Same old with Azuki. I didn't change anything. I still haven't equipped the actual ninja accessory, because I think the power ring is better, but I haven't totally given up on that. Same for David. I think I gave Hedva... Okay, I gave her the Holy Ankh. So my logic for this is a weapon that I used to have on Ryudo, but he already has regenerating from his ring, and he already has aura on his own. So my logic was, we won't be able to get aura level 2 unless you level up, but even at weapon rank 0 in Ankhs, she can cast aura 1, which is not bad. It's a pretty good spell. And she already passively regenerates MP, which is really a really good deal. So she won't heal a whole lot, but I can switch over to the Ankh if I want. Like, it's nice to have access to Wendigo 2, and the Wendigo wand gives her a big boost to defense. But if I want to heal, I do have a second person with aura now that I can switch over, and she's got a lot of MP, plus she regenerates MP, so I thought it's better for her than for Synthesis. Like, basically, my logic is Aura 1 costs 7 MP, but she's going to regenerate 2, so it really only costs 5, because every turn she's regenerating 2. Whereas for Synthesis, she'd have to switch weapons. Like, she could cast it with the Ankh, but then she wouldn't regenerate any MP. Then she'd switch back to her Sleepy Wand, and then start regenerating later. So I thought it was just a little bit better for Hedva. Hera's the same. I got 2 mithril weapons for Robbie. I picked him up the Gravity Anchor, which was just the first anchor I could get mithril. And I picked him up the Meteor Shot, which was probably the first one of those as well. He doesn't have a lot of weapon skill in either, so they're not going to do a ton of damage right now, but I thought that's fine. I also gave him an Apollo Pin. I picked up a couple power rings and Apollo Pins with my my accessories, my small mithril. I figure because he's pretty tanky as a robot, instead of a power ring, I could give him a little more critical, just to help boost his damage. But generally, the power rings I consider are better, most of the time. Same old for Arthur. I bought a new bow for Garrosh, Dragon Arrow. I think the Breaker Bow that the other archer has is better, but this one's fine. And nothing for Panko, and I bought a Love Whip. There's 3 mithril whips, and I wanted this one. So, this one has a really neat effect. You can use it on an ally, and it does a little bit of damage, but it gives them the attack bonus and the support bonus. So it's actually kind of neat, and it does regenerate HP as well. So I thought I would show that off, because it's kind of cool. Now, for the record, Papitz is considered a boy. He can wear Apollo pins. He cannot equip Artemis pins, in case you were wondering. So yes, this is a boy with a whip, in case the picture is ambiguous. And I forgot to check, like, what's his support? Critical support? I don't need that. We've got so many people with critical support, barely matters. The bird, you know, I will have to work very hard to level the bird up. And the things I said about the first penguin stick to the second penguin. So that's all of the items I dealt with, I believe. So that's all that is. Let's have a little chat with some of our crew, and then we'll, well, I'll show you one more thing in town, but we're almost ready to go here. Any advice? Remember, Prince Medion, this army was assembled by you and those loyal to Emperor Domrek. If his aim is to conquest of Aspia, no matter the reason, we may be compelled to head into battle for that cause. I mean, we could rebel against him, I guess, but it's probably not a great idea. Well, there must be some mistake. If Prince Arant wasn't killed by the Synbios army, then there'd be no reason for us to battle him. I think that will make more sense after we talk to the Emperor. Sometimes the dialogue they give you down here sort of assumes you've talked to people in town first, but we haven't yet, so they might be answering questions that haven't come up yet. Even if the abduction was some kind of strategy of the Emperor, I'm sure Arant's death was not part of it. And now we have to battle the Synbios army. I mean, we know we're going to have to do that. It just hasn't been explained to to Medion yet. We've always been close friends. I just want to tell you, Medion, that no matter what happens from here on, Nothing will ever change that. Alright, Campbell. I'm glad I remembered your name today, because you're my best friend, too. It's senseless for the Empire and Republic to fight when we all know our enemy is the Bullzome sect. If there must be a battle, then it should be against them. Arthur's kind of... I'm almost surprised that he's not just with Julian, because he kind of makes more sense for Julian's story, but it's okay. I'm obligated to avenge the death of Prince Arant. However, Synbios saved my life. What should I do? Alright, that's the guy from the very beginning, or early on in Scenario 1, where he was tied up in like the second village, and Synbios rescued him. Even if we don't carry out the Emperor's orders, he can always have the Rainbloods do it. Until Domeric withdraws, or is forced out somehow, the crisis in Aspia can't be settled, or won't be. Yeah, never forget, the Rainbloods are somewhere, and I could say no. Theoretically, he could call the Rainbloods and they just kill everybody. So, it doesn't... Just because I could refuse the battle theoretically, doesn't mean it would stop anyone from being killed. Right before those Bullzone monks withdrew, they mentioned that priestess Desherin. I wish we had killed her back in Saraband. I had a feeling we'd be seeing her again. Just not so soon. The deviousness of the Emperor knows no bounds. It tortures my mind to think he may surpass the act of his own abduction and soar to an even greater evil. I like that he's still pumping weights. He used to just do push-ups all the time, but now he's just got dumbbells. Good old David. Yasha was an agent for Prince Arant, but he communicated secretly with Emperor Domeric. He likely reported all of the prince's plans to Domeric. Yasha is one of the most ruthless ninjas I've ever encountered. And perhaps there's more than one of them. So Prince Arant failed in capturing the sun... It's hard. I have a hard time with Zero's voice. So Prince Arant failed in capturing the capital city in Aspia because of Synbios and King Benadram. Alpin will have to fight them. Please don't force me. Yeah, he's friends... because we've sent Zero back and forth to Synbios' force so often, he's even more friends with them. Actually, he's from the Synbios force originally anyway, and was sent to Medion's force as an ally cross borders. When Emperor Domeric orders us to march, we will honor him and go to arms. Yeah, okay. Well, sure, I'm glad Synbios was able to free us. Help us free General Rogan. But how can I battle against him now? So, are we going to settle the Synbios army or not? Aspia will fall into the Republic control if we don't. At such a critical point, I'm sure Garvin is lurking around Storic somewhere. I am a robot. Beep. Beep. And then we've got Pappets, who I don't have a voice for. Because I look so young, I never relied on combat. But don't worry about me, I've been training. Also, chicken and egg. Alright, so that's all the chit-chat for today. I'm just going to make a quick stop at the weapon store to show you what I turned the dark matter into. I needed some money, so I forged the dark matter. Costs a little bit to forge it, but you get more for selling it. So I just want to show you the items. I've made almost all the cursed weapons now, even though I'm not equipping them, but I can show them off. So we've seen the dark sword. We don't really have anyone that uses swords, so it's hard to compare. We've seen the dark halberd. We got that one the last time around. Again, no one's great with halberds. I guess you could compare it on Arthur. So it does do more damage than his current halberd by a little bit, but it's cursed, so you take bad effects. Then we've got the evil axe. I crafted that one up. This is, I think, the worst. No, it's not the worst one. Okay, so it does more damage than the dragon axe, or whichever he's got equipped right now, but it doesn't give him the agility or the defense. So, you know, I guess, you know, the cursed weapons usually have a little bit higher attack power than mithril, but not a whole lot, and I don't think it makes up for a chance to take damage or not attack at all. But, you know, your mileage may vary. I also created a Demon's Rod. This would be something theoretically you could give to Synthesis. Probably has a cool special attack or something, but it's cursed. And we have Cantarella, which is a neat-looking bow. I don't have enough gold. So I can't compare it right now, but I think this one is one of the few that actually has lower attack than our mithril weapons. So like the breaker bow that we've got on Garrosh, or whatever his name is, so many archers, actually does more damage than the Cantrella, and it's also cursed. Theoretically, if I didn't want to spend large mithril, I could have bought like the Storm Shot or the Moonlight Arrow for my new characters that I haven't been using. But the mithril forges are cheaper than buying these from the store. And we've seen the Muramasa. So I think the only one I haven't made is there's like a Cursed Glove or Cestus, and I didn't have enough dark matter for that. Everything else has been crafted, so I figured it's kind of neat to see what they look like, and just to prove that, seriously, cursed weapons aren't very good, I just, figured I'd show them off. I know we tried the Muramasa Chaos Ring earlier, but I think Power Ring or Artemis Pin plus a good mithril weapon's much, much better. Unless you're in a situation where you don't have enough mithril for some reason, I don't see the point in dark matter. And it's harder to find dark matter than mithril, generally. They're kind of harder. They're hidden better. Let's go say hello to Dad, and who's in here? The Empire has occupied Saraband. I don't remember that. I guess that might have happened off camera. Well, no, we went back to Saraband after the big thing on the island of Elbasum. I don't remember taking it over, but I guess, like, we got thrown in prison. I guess that's basically how it worked then, is technically Saraband rebelled and attacked the Medion army, and then we killed them all, and I guess that liberated it for the Empire, I guess. And also Garvin's disappeared, so we're just de facto in control. Oh, he just hides like a coward by the books. Guide to Saraband diplomacy. Essentially, one should carry out diplomacy with an emphasis on imperial interests and consult with Republican diplomats afterward. Pretty rude. Hey, some more money. Now I could go buy that the bow, yeah. It's about time you arrived, Medion. What have you been doing? Playing in the blacksmith? We have much to discuss. Time for some plot. The Emperor is concerned about the whereabouts of Garvin. With the defeat of Arant at the hands of Symbios, we need to find Garvin. We must discover what Garvin is planning. That is why I am asking you, Medion, to accompany me to Aspia. So that is what you were waiting for us. That is why. You know better than to interrupt Emperor Domeric. Emperor, please continue. Oh, don't be rude, Federate. Let them speak. I want to hear their concerns. So, Domeric, you want to go to the capital. You want the Medion army to act as your guard, am I correct? Well, the Medion army is the only Imperial army in the area, so we shall join you on your journey. That's the right answer, peasant. You should be honored to be protecting the Emperor. Federate, quiet down, and let Grantak speak. What's going on? The journey ahead will require the Medion army to engage in many battles. I want to know why we must go to the capital. Conquer it. Mainly Grantak. We need to see how the campaign is going. The occupation of Aspia is in danger as many Imperial soldiers have been lost. Even though it was a non-sanctioned invasion by his son. With a plot to overthrow the Empire as well, eventually. We must go there, Grantak. We must claim our territory. The Medion army is strong enough to help us claim the land which belongs to us. And so that is why you need our army. Rogan's just chilling there by the window. He could be dead, so, you know, there's there's no guarantee you'll be in on this conversation. I know why you fight, my son. You want to protect the innocent, Medion. Will you come protect me and help recover the land that once belonged to the Empire? The Emperor is not the innocent. But yes. You're appealing to my desires. We know Prince Medion supports the Emperor, and the Medion army will do as he commands. Now I have another question for you, my son. Will you attack Aspia? Will you battle those who killed Arant? Now, as a point of technicality here, I don't think Synbios killed Arant. So if we just promise to fight the people that killed Arant, rather than promise to fight Synbios, we might be off the hook here. Gotta find those loopholes. The Synbios army engaged Arant in battle on the bridge in front of the castle. He had an ingenious plan to form 2 attack battalions, but they ultimately defeated his army. With a water attack. Now I know Arant wasn't the best brother to you, but he was killed like a coward by Synbios. Surely you want to avenge him. If that's what happened, I believe we have 2 targets. We will seize control of Aspia to avenge Arant. We must also defeat Garvin for his role in my abduction. I know you oppose Garvin, my son, and I know you will avenge Arant for the Empire. So, Medion, will you capture the capital and take revenge on Aspia? Well, I mean, I don't know if we have a choice here, really. Like, I'm not sure where the game would go, but we could say no. Like, I don't really want to capture the capital of the Republic. I would like to go gather some more information. We have good reason, Prince. It is our responsibility as Destonians to avenge our relatives. You have no choice. Yeah, choice, huh? But thou must. There is no cause for concern, Figuret. Prince Medion does not hide his trepidation, but he is the one man, more than anyone else in the Empire, that we can count on. Thanks, Grantak. I knew I would make the right decision, my son. Now, we need information on Garvin. Yasha, appear before me. Yasha here. You summoned me, my lord? What do you require of me? I need you to locate Garvin. You wish to know where Garvin is, my lord? That's what he said. Just answer the question. Garvin is in the ruins beneath Storic. He has something down there he plans to use in his march on Aspia. Medion, I want you to go to these ruins. I know the Synbios army could defeat him if they arrived there early, but I want to see you destroy Garvin. I believe you should leave immediately. It would be best to arrive as early as possible to intercept Garvin. I understand you want us to defeat Garvin, but I don't care for your plan to take Aspia. The people will suffer. That's why I said no. We must follow orders, Campbell. I guess that means we must leave now if we're to have the chance to stop Garvin. Well, this is Juggernaut. You never know how much damage that'll cause. I know Garvin secretly communicates with Bullzone. He's a dangerous man who dislikes both the Republic and the Empire. He will try to stop our army in the name of the monks he works for. Now I will spy on Garvin. You should explore the ruins under the warehouse. The guard will be informed of your arrival. He will let you pass. Oh, Prince, I thought you all forgot about me, standing here in the corner. The Emperor is exploiting your innocence. Emperor Domeric has... Well, all I can say right now is win this battle. Thanks, Rogan. You're so helpful. I'm so glad we saved your life. You must defeat Garvin without fail. You must stop him. You must complete the final part of Aron's plan. How does he know Aron's plan? Was he in on it from the beginning? This is actually Domeric's plan that we're just finding out. Anyway, man, we're almost at 30 minutes already. I was expecting to get like to the next battle in time here. All right, so now we've been waiting for you. Now we can go downstairs to fight Garvin and also explore some interesting ruins beneath the city. Excavation of the ancient weapon is finished. Yes. Also, there's a couple items in here. If I remember correctly. There we go. Just the two. I looked up where they would be just to save some time here. A massive tank with steam tech. Although it was excavated without the help of the soldiers, it'll soon be able to move. That's cool. I mean, giant tank seems like a pretty cool weapon, right? Already got a giant robot. So I guess you could check like all of these boxes. But I'm pretty sure I got the ones that count. Wow, this is like surprisingly maze-like to get back there. Wonder if we can even get to the other side. Possibly. Probably not. I think all the boxes block you from getting to the other side of the rail. And I know there's a guard blocking that door over there. So I guess we pretty much have only one way to go. I think you might be able to guess what's behind the other staircase down, though. Assuming they don't just meet up right here. Uh-oh. So, looks like a giant tank. The surface is opening. What is the progress, Desherin? Uh-oh. High Priest time. I'm expecting an update shortly. We've figured out the controls for the surface opening. Then the mighty Juggernaut will soon see the surface. We found the opening control, but it is rusted badly. We have all available men working it loose. Yes, like that. It hasn't been used since the ancient age. Slowly but surely, it is loosening. Leave it to most. Okay, guys, seriously, how much do you have to talk about opening a door? It's the Medion army! Gracia's time has finally come, and those pests Medion and Synbios will meet their end here. Maybe. I will inform General Garvin that the ancient tank will soon have an open path to the surface. Gru? I guess that's the Minotaur. The Medion army. Are they coming here, Desherin? Yes, they're on their way here without a doubt. I can see them over there. Speak of the devil. The Medion army's been listening all this time. Since we talked about how to loosen a bolt. After Prince Arant was defeated by Synbios, I mustn't allow the Medion army to hamper Garvin. Monk summoning! Looks like a bunch of priests and mages. The passage to the surface should be opened shortly, but we must deal with the Medion army. Medion army? I won't allow you to interfere! The Juggernaut will bring Aspia to its knees! on the honor of the High Priests of Bozo, I'm counting on you, High Priest Desherin. Oh, go back to your crypt. Don't allow the Medion army to force us to move out before we've been able to fully restore the Juggernaut. We've lost many allies due to the meddling of Synbios and Medion, and Sarant among them. Don't be foolish, Medion. This weapon was created by the ancient civilization. You have no hope of standing against us while we possess its power. King Benetrim, the one person who knew of the Juggernaut's existence, might have predicted we would use it for an attack, but he knows it will be unstoppable when it reaches the surface. When those rapids are assaulted by this weapon, they will crumble! Even if we're not able to fully restore the Juggernaut, our advance can't be stopped. Desherin, you must hold them off until the passage opens. If that tank were to reach the surface, it would be far easier to flank it than when we're down here in a tunnel where the cannon is pointing directly at us. So let's fight it now, directly when there's just one path, and it could, like, collapse the ceiling on us with one shot. No? Don't you guys want to consider changing tactics? It is like a large, slow-moving tank. Anyway, I am, unfortunately, going to put a cut in the video here, because I'm going to start this battle off with a new episode. So, sorry that it took 2 episodes to finish Storic, but we got lots of cool weapons and stuff, you know, like, that's cool, right? Anyway, maybe I'll release these 2 videos on the same day so it doesn't take so long. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Hope you've enjoyed. Oh, come on, don't crash on me now. Something beeped at me. I don't know what that was. Alright, anyway, looks like we've saved it for sure. So yeah, thanks for watching. You know the drill. Hope you've enjoyed. Yada, 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 and see you next time.